and I welcome you to X Ray this Monday morning. I have with me in the studio Inyene and Harry Spice. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Ruth.
Good morning.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you both. I don't know, I'm just the only one here with you two in the studio. I don't know how
So
it's going
what
to
are
be,
you
but
insinuating now?
I'm just hopeful that we're going to have a good time.
Okay, better.
Definitely, aren't you covered?
Sort
Two
of.
able-bodied gentlemen in the studios.
Wow.
I think you have no room, no cause for alarm at all.
Okay.
So safe.
I believe you. Okay. On a sad note, though, we will be focusing on the many wanton killings going on in the country. Yet again, over the weekend, we had several of this. I mean, Friday, we had this very, very sad news coming from Zamfara State where at least over 40 people have been declared dead as a result of suspected herdsmen attack in the village called Birani. And lately, though, the police on Sunday said that they had arrested three principal suspects in connection with that particular killing. The force spokesman, Jimo Moshood, gave the names as Halilu Garba, 45. Halilu Garba is also known as Mabushi. Zubairu Marafa, 45, also known as Wakili, and Nafiu Badamasi, who is 40 years old, who is also known as Zakiru. Well, he did say that further investigation into the crime and many others is currently ongoing. And not so still over the weekend, again, we had the bomb blast in Maiduguri. Let me just get that particular story. Okay. Yes, in Maiduguri, where we had, the bombers killing 22 people yet again. Now, the call has been on. Many Nigerians have been reacting to these killings and wondering what really is going on. What are the security agencies doing? What's federal government doing? Where are we going to with this? It's taking different dimension every single time. And, it is what it is. This is where we are currently. What other expectations? I mean, at this point, I'm even wondering what else is left to say because we have been talking about these killings and it does not seem to end.
Tragically, we have a situation hard, and like sleeping giants, we're all mounting it. Nobody's really serious about it. This is an invasion of the locals, if you ask me. Lives are being lost every day. Not that we are in war, but in time of peace, people are being killed left, right, and center. There's no political way to address this. There's no stakeholder intervention to address this. Even we, the people, who are helpless. So what exactly is the problem in Nigeria? Who is killing us? I don't know if my brother have an answer to that question. Who is killing us in Nigeria?
Basically, I think the ball still has to go back to the court of our security agencies. As a matter of fact, it's unfortunate that at this time and in this particular season, we keep talking about these wanton killings. Now, when we start playing the blame game, it wasn't situations after all. Some people try to sneak in religion, they bring in political coloration, bring in ethnic coloration, and then everything just gets messed up. But I think the security authorities just need to up their game. They need to wake up to their responsibilities. I do understand the fact that, yes, the security agencies are constituted or made up of people from different sections of the country. And then you can't rule out the possibility of sentiment, be clouding their sense of reasoning sometimes. But then the truth of the matter is that whether it is a man from the north central that is killed, or one from the northwest, or one from the south or southwest, or wherever, it's about the human life. And then if we sit down today and bury our heads in the sand like the proverbial ostrich, claiming that perhaps this is happening to other sections of the country, somehow it's going to get to us. Now, I think rather than talk talk, and talk. Those who are saddled with this responsibility. And as my colleague did talk about, he said something about the lack of the political will. Now, the security authorities on their own sometimes, and you have a procedure for actually taking certain steps or putting certain measures in place. But sometimes you sit back, fold their arms, and await maybe certain directives from the top.
From who?
From the top.
Okay, so at this point, some people are calling for those who are saddled with the response, especially in the security, agencies, for them to resign. And where that is not obtainable, perhaps they should be sacked. Will that solve the problem?
You
Can
know,
it help?
in this part of the world, we like putting the cart before the horse. Institutions are weak. Like I always say here, we have an architecture of security formation in Nigeria that is responsible for intelligence gathering, for enforcement, for busting crimes. Where are these people? Ordinarily, the governor of a state is supposed to be the chief security officer. He coordinates daily happenings, the intelligence report gathered every day. He coordinates them, and issue out instructions.
We should also have a commissioner of police for the state.
That is what we were saying.
Before we even get to the governor.
He reports, the commissioner of police automatically reports to the governor. This is what is happening. What do we do? As a chief security officer, I cannot bypass the governor and come to Abuja to report, intelligence gathering. You are supposed to be on top of your game first. But we have people who are interested only in their political fortune than the security of lives and property of their people. Why about 400? How many were killed in Zamfara? The almighty, magnificent, His Excellency, the governor of Zamfara, was in Abuja and Daura respectively, paying homage to the president. Who does that in this kind of situation? Your state is under fire. Not 2, not 3. We're talking about 40 dead bodies lined up for burial in shallow graves. What do? You sit somewhere in Abuja wearing smelly white agbada, posing for the cameras, and you do nothing. And we have a House of Assembly that is as docile as the governor, that is as insensitive as the governor, and nobody will do anything. As usual, we'll trade blames. We'll say the president has failed. Yes, the president has failed, according to you. But what about the governor, whose responsibility it is to guide his state in all ramifications? Now, nothing will happen to this person. It will become normal. We kill today, we bury, then the story continues. We go to another state. It happens. For how long are we going to continue in this rigmarole? And trust us, Nigerians, what you hear people say is, don't worry, 2019 is around the corner. We'll vote them out. Who are you voting out? It's the same set of people that will take over. A nation without strong institution will continue to suffer domination. And that is where we are. We don't have strong institutions. We don't have people who are patriotically defined to provide solutions to our problems. When I hear that, it's a political, calculations to discredit this, I said no. The security forces in Nigeria exist independent of any political leanings. Whether APC, PDP, ABGA, these people will go, but the Nigeria police force will remain, the Nigeria army will remain, the DSA, all of them will remain. These are people created for the state. The political parties are just passerbys, as passengers. They alert and disappear, but the security formation exists. Their primary responsibility is to safeguard our territorial integrity. Our sovereignty should always be upheld. But here, every day we hear the governor has not done this, the president has not done this. Beyond these people, we have you as an institution. They live in pari passu of the president's office. A commissioner of police as powerful as a governor, because all his life he was trained and prepared to protect lives and property. So why should he begin to wait for somebody who is not even trained in the art of policing to tell you what to do? It's a shame. Capacity wise, our security agencies have actually failed. Let's not try to defend the indefensible. We have a problem. Until all Nigerians rise up to this challenge, we'll continue to have these kind of problems in our hand.
And then alongside that, I want to add in here very quickly, though, that the fact that when a security breach happens in a particular terrain, in a particular state, the commissioner awaits directive from the center. For me, I think that's an aberration. And it still takes us down to the issue of restructuring or devolution of powers. You talk about a police head who is based in a particular state, and there are security issues that crop up there. You now go outside that particular environment to go seek directive before you take action. For me, that's appalling. Then there's a gulf between the political class.
How long a time should that take? I
In-
mean, the
in this
communication
age of
system.
in this age of technology,
it's
you know,
sad.
It can be as swift
so
as possible.
I'll beg to disagree in that line. This is hiding under incompetence. An armed robber that enters a bank. Are we saying we're going to wait for the commissioner to call Abuja to give directive before the armed robber is hacked down? These people are hiding under incompetence. They failed. The reports we're hearing is that a convoy of bike men drove into Zamfara village and white people who were those counting the number of the bike men.
Yes.
Who were those who recorded their coming? Would they come from the air and just disappear? Killings will not take. It's not a split second thing. For you to kill about 40 people, that means it is a sustained effort. So what are the security agencies doing? Zamfara is bordered by Sokoto, Katsina, and the Kano and the likes. So why shouldn't you call for formation, round these people up? It happened in Zamfara. What does it take to call for area surveillance? We have this equipment. Why shouldn't you involve the army? This is what is happening. Okay, let's cordon off this area. But no, we'll wait until it happens. Then you have some boot-smelling security guys waving guns, jumping from their vehicles, trying to...
We had this conversation. I mean, for weeks, it was, all about Benue and all that, and we brought all of these issues out. And now this is like a repeat, now in a different state. All governors, are they going to wait until it gets to their turn and then we still have the same things happening?
Yes, he said it all. The political will is not there because
but why?
Basically,
why would that not be there? I mean, you were elected into that office.
Who elected them? That's the question.
Well, maybe the people. At
The
this point, I
people
would just say
elected
the people.
them.
No,
But the people are also weak as the people they elected. Now, a governor is just one person in the office. We have about how many House of Assembly members? Your duty is to check the excesses, the incompetence, the competence of your governor. You exist as a check. So what are these people doing? Are we saying that if the governor is insensitive, 30 other guys are also insensitive and incompetent to actually address issues? What will stop the House of Assembly members from invoking the rule of law, the instrument of control and checks, by impeaching the governor that, Mr. Governor, you are not competent enough?
Instead, some of them come on social media to condemn the killings.
Yes.
And that's all they do.
The truth of the matter
really
is
the
that
best way to show?
most of these lawmakers or politicians outside the seat of governance are actually tied to the apron strings of the governors. So it becomes very difficult for one
And
to stand up and accuse the chief executive of the state.
They kind of like exonerate themselves from governance,
Very
from
well.
the government entirely. And I wonder who is...
Sometimes I sympathize with the security authorities. You talk about a lot of challenges they are facing today. Underfunding, lack of logistics, lack of sophisticated equipment. Let's take the ordinary armed robber on the streets. Sometimes the weapon they wield is actually a lot more sophisticated and more effective than what a security organization of a nation like Nigeria that tags itself as giant of Africa can boast of.
My brother.
Now, but when you talk of a band of criminals, some say they are aliens, they are foreigners, some say refer to them as mercenaries.
But then they are spirits, even if, they are not spirits.
Members of the community
They are
themselves
not
are
spirits, I meant to say.
complicit. We are complicit in this matter. Just as Harry Spice pointed out, who were those who were doing the videoing? Who were those who took the head count of the number of motorcycles
that came in.
or shooters that came in? Now, why don't you supply such information to the adequate authorities? Let it be on the record that, yes, we did give them this information, but they refused to act promptly.
But if they didn't know beforehand, would there have been enough time for any eyewitness to...
Why-
Sometimes
why-
element
why-
of surprise.
why
you
should
just
we
have
be
to
caught
spring
napping?
into action.
But that is it now. We have been in this
Yes.
season for some time.
Yes.
The security agencies, are they supposed to wait until it
You know,
happens elsewhere?
we will
Because
become
It's a
right
shame.
now it has been happening.
We'll become a reactionary security outfit in
And we've
Nigeria
been
instead
talking
of
about
being
this.
proactive. You know, like he said, the security guys are helpless. I wouldn't want to say they are helpless. You know, it's a system that has collapsed. How do we have armed robbers wielding, more sophisticated weapons than the security agencies? We should take it to the borders. How secure is our border?
Even the security agencies,
Nigerians like you and I,
the security agents will tell you that the borders are porous. So who will do what about the porous borders?
If in a place in Kaduna that the police station closes at 7 p.m. every day, then the guy asks, why do you guys close at this time? He say because of insecurity.
Wow.
It tells you that something is fundamentally wrong. And a nation not defined on a national ethos of patriotism cannot achieve anything. If you like, change the president tomorrow and bring a new one. A population that is populated with no ideology will continue, a nation will continue to suffer this way. Now, talking about national ideology, if you are patriotic enough, there's no way you allow any laxity at our borders, to the extent that arms will be shipped into the system, like it's happening in the customs, where a large catcher of arms were actually discovered recently.
The ones that were actually discovered, you wouldn't know the amount that had actually crossed.
Yeah.
So when you put one or two, the laxity of one officer here and the other one there, you have a pool of threats in your country. Now, how did this start? It started when somebody decided to lower the bar. The mistake of one person will cost so many other people. This is why you can see that somebody will move from Sokoto perhaps into Zamfara, and there is no intelligence report. You have a police formation, the whole commissioner of police in these two states. They all have their own people. You have the DSS domicile in these states. So what are these people doing, for goodness sake? That we may even have to run to the governor. That governor, they've attacked also. Do we now expect the governor to even carry arms and start going after these people? Why are these guys, the security architecture in place, for instance? If really we have a strong institution where the National Assembly is actually up and doing, where the State House of Assembly is up and doing, where our stakeholders are actually ready to make this country great, we'll begin to ask questions. What is happening? Whether you like it or not, I think the capacity level of our Nigerian personnel in every sphere of life, not everywhere, but I think we have a fundamental problem. We're not prepared adequately to do things in this country.
The security agents are humans, just like you and I.
So
If they are not fully equipped, I really don't see an individual running into the battlefield without anything to protect himself. I don't think you should blame anybody for that.
That would be foolhardy of anyone to attempt.
Now, so many Nigerians are concerned. This was how Boko Haram started. It started gradually. They were giving it a religious connotation. No, it's ethnic, it's this and it's that, and eventually turned out to a full-blown case of terrorism. And now this has also been going on, and it's been coming under the guise of Fulani herdsmen. That's what we've been hearing now. Whatever crime happens anywhere, that's just what you get to hear. Boko Haram has been defeated is something we have been hearing too for a very long time.
That's a technical language.
However, we just heard now over 20 people killed in another suicide attack. And the army, well, I think it's up to 3 million naira now, bounty for whoever has information about Shekau. Some have said that, he has escaped Nigeria, he's now in Cameroon. These are things that are not confirmed, though. But then we have been going through this on and on and on. We hear some news and we want to jubilate that, they've, overtaken the Boko Haram. But now the herdsmen issue is at hand. Really, what else is left to be done at this point?
Taking this thing from the bottom, when you talk about internal security, in our years of growing up, we used to know the police force to be very effective. The population of the police force wasn't as large as this. Excuse me. But then over the years, we now had sloppy recruitment processes that brought in a lot of riffraffs I'm sorry to use that language. It brought in a lot of incompetence into the force. So it was a matter of man, no man. There was nothing like merit any longer. Nothing like, oh, he's got capacity here or there. Then drop out, and people sat down and schemed that I'm going into the force at the payment of so sum of money. By 6 years' time, I should have risen to the rank of so, and I'm going to work my way that so that I'm posted to a particular, sector of the force, and then I'll be able to go perpetuate this. It happens.
So people
Everybody
don't even
comes
go
in with
for passion.
Yes, of
I mean,
course.
they don't even go in because of the love they have for the
Not
job.
at all. You go to seek for an appointment for a job, you get asked the question, what's your motivation for wanting to join this organization? Does that happen with the Nigeria
I
Police
don't think
Force?
so.
It doesn't. Now, at that level, security failed, which is the basic, internal security. Now, the political class is feasting on that because all they think about is twisting the situation to turn out become political fortune for them.
Now, another question at that point is, if they are doing all of this and the lives of many Nigerians, are being lost in the process, who will be left for them to govern?
Do they care?
I know maybe they have not thought of it.
No.
'Cause I mean,
A nation-
for there to be a ruler, there has to be
No, if this country
subjects.
packs up, God forbid, most of them have got their jets parked there across the border. They've got arrangements. They've got homes outside this country. It is the masses that will suffer. And do they give a damn about that?
A nation begets the kind of leadership it has. We are all responsible for whatever it is that we're faced. Like I'll always say, we're not defined by any ideology in terms of national ethos. Like you said, it is in this country that the highest bidder gets the job of a police, the civil defense, the DSS and co. We can't shy away from it. It's a reality. And again, if you do not even have the connection, you can't even get to certain places in terms of job placement.
No matter
So
how qualified you may be.
Yes, how do you expect somebody that paid through his way to get a job to risk his life, his investment, what he's interested is how to
Getting
recoup
back
his
his money.
money.
Yeah.
You understand? You don't expect absolute commitment from this same person. But imagine if, I got this job on a platter of my competence, of my intelligence, I did this, I wouldn't necessarily give my best. I'll
And
give
it's
my
an
all.
honorable,
Yes.
honorable
I'll
job.
be ready to stick my head for for this nation. Well, here we are. Like I say, something is fundamentally wrong. It
is, and until we find that out and face it for what it is.
The agitation for restructuring is still for political convenience. The restructuring we should be talking about is that of the minds. Until we, the people, choose to do what is right, my sister, we can't get out of this quagmire. It will continue. Bring another government tomorrow, the same set of things will continue. Now let's look at the structural makeup of a security architecture. It has the Igbo, the Hausa, the Yoruba, the Igala, almost all the tribes
there
in
has
the
to be a
forces.
representation of all.
Then
of the
it is the
languages.
same country you hear that certain security personnel were sent to this village to go and wipe out these people in the name of ethnic cleansing, and the critical marks of the media will carry this as an agenda instead of looking for solutions. Recently, I saw a picture on the social media of Bill Clinton, George Bush, and Obama, respectively dressed addressing community issues, not in the White House, but outside in the interior of one of the states in America. These are elder statesmen, still part of the
community building, nation building.
nation building of their country. They didn't sit back and make political decisions. No, like we have in our own terrain, where you have past leaders with vast experience, only interested in who becomes the president or the governor. It's a shame. What stops these people from using their expertise, their experience? And Obasanjo, for instance, a former head of state, with all the military experience, with all the security issues, a former president, what stops this man from going the alternative route by providing solutions to these endless killings? in this country? What stops an IBB from speaking to the youths of nation building, of how to be patriotic? A good luck Jonathan, building the capacity of youth, of being self-reliant.
So in essence, what you're saying,
What I'm saying is that
shouldn't end once you're out of the
governance
office.
is just a structure. Every Nigerian should see himself as the president of this country. You can be the president of your house, of your community. When you do all of this country will be better off for it. If we expect that somebody, an Obama, will come from America and help us to do our work, bring him to Aso Rock, you fail because of an unwilling population.
Okay, we don't have a lot of time anymore. Let's quickly see if we can pick a call or two. 081-8999-1011. That's 081-8999-1011. Please turn off your radio when you do calling in. It's X-Ray on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to the program. What's your name?
Yes, my name is Mohammed Kabir. I'm calling from.
Okay, please go ahead briefly.
Yes, all the discussion was good one. Good to yeah. See, this is the question. The National Assembly, both the State National Assembly and the Federal, they are not up and doing. They are not up and doing. All these institutions should be strengthened by them. If at least this kind of feeling, people should be sacked or people should be held responsible. Please, within short period of time, day to day, you hear killings. If they are out of Boko Haram, then we go back to unknown gunmen or gunmen, this and this unknown one, as if we are in a home state. Unknown, how can they be unknown? Why are they there? Institutions, why are they there? Please, they should be open because, gradually they are pushing this thing. People are getting tense. We are getting our emotion is getting higher and higher. Can lead to another thing. In which we are not praying for that. And the media house is also to be up and tell us the exact thing that is happening in this country. One newspaper will record this, other one will record this, they will record this, and that's how they keep toying around with their life. It is not affected. We cannot condone this anymore, please.
Okay.
God bless the human rights. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much. It would be sad if, tomorrow we wake up and we're reading this kind of news stories and they are no longer headlines. I mean, we don't shiver when we hear that, so number of people are dead, because, maybe by then we would have gotten so used to hearing such headlines. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning.
Welcome, what's your name?
My name is Uzma Emmanuel.
Okay, please go ahead.
Please, I want to ask of Engineer Tony training. This satellite is
okay, you will have to call at another time. This is a different program, okay? All right. You just have to call another time, like I said. 081-8999-1011. Good morning.
Hello?
Morning to you. Welcome. What's your name?
My name is
I can't hear you. Okay, I just need for us to get another person at this before. Hello?
Hello?
Please turn off your radio.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm done it already. Morning.
Good morning. Welcome. What's your name?
Oh, thank you very much. I don't want to mention my name for the security purpose.
Okay, go ahead.
And thank you very much for the good job that you people have done for this country so far.
Thank you.
Number one, I want to talk about the issue of the killing up there. First of all, I am trying to blame the governor of the state, the Senate of the Senate and the House of Representatives and House of Assembly. So three of them are play politics of themselves. Yes-men killing. Concern about Benue. Number one, I blame the governor there. Two, I blame the Senate represent for the area there. Go back to the Zamfara. I blame the governor and I blame the same senator and House of Representatives there. You know, because all this kind of thing is not happen for their parents, for their people. It's just for the common people. That's why you say they don't have any solution to talk. You go to National Assembly now, they don't have good plan for the country, just for themselves. So which is very bad. For that reason, this kind of thing will still continue. Then back to our security people. We in Nigeria, we don't want to tell ourselves the truth. All the time we blame of President Muhammadu Buhari. Buhari is in Abuja here. Do you want President Muhammadu Buhari to go?
Hello?
To go to Zamfara State office? Yes. Why they say we have insecurity? See common immigration that they apply since last year, where they're supposed to go on training. This is how they found everything. Collecting letter from National Assembly to the ministry and pick them, which is very bad. How this country is going to move forward.
Sorry, I think we lost that call there, but thank you for your input. We really don't have much time now, but we'll just have to wrap things up at this point. What's the way forward?
Very straightforward. We just have to admit the fact, first of all, we have to admit the fact that we failed. And when I say we failed, that's referring to the entire Nigerians, the security, the political class, and then see how we could go back to the bottom and address situations from there. Now, you talk about the recruitment process procedures into these security agencies. You set templates where you go in there as the head of any of the security agencies. Please, if you can't measure up to this level, just take a walk. Yes, let's not continue celebrating incompetence. Now, for Nigerians, I call on all stakeholders, religious, political, community leaders, to actually go down to the basics. Let's sensitize our youths on the need to live at peace with one another. That if you close your eyes when it's happening to the other man, tomorrow it could affect you as well. So there's need for all of us to be on the alert. Speak up. Like I keep saying, it pays us much more to actually come up with this relevant information, pass them to the security agencies. Let it be on the record that community members actually tried to give security agencies the information, but then on their part, they failed. And we must muster that political will to try to do things differently for once.
Thank you. Harry Spice?
Yes, all hands must be on deck to end these senseless killings. You know, whoever is responsible, I think it's high time you should know that you can't continue to end innocent lives for whatever reason it is. If you are rustling cows, if you're steal the properties and live the lives, why do you have to kill? You kill and you don't eat up the body, so what is the essence of your action? You know, it's so sad that every day we wake up and we're greeted with, gory sights of, killed bodies and go. God should touch the heart of whoever is or are the killers.
All right. Many thanks to Harry Spice and Yedit for being here on X-Ray this morning. And many thanks to those who called in as well. I'll be back in the 10 o'clock hour on Pro Bono Chambers. Don't go anywhere. Stay here with us on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM.
Welcome.